Hey everybody, welcome to the Blue Collar Beer Gentleman. I'm Topher and I started this channel because I'm a fan of craft beer, but I'm also on a limited budget. And I wanted to demonstrate it was possible to enjoy good quality beers without having to break the bank. Therefore, I'm always looking for the best deals on craft beer. And I think the gang at Belmont Station hooked me up with a pretty good one today. Belmont Station is located at 4500 Southeast Stark here in Portland, Oregon. And for $2.49, they hooked me up with the 12-ounce can of the Oakshire Sun-Made Cucumber Sour. This is listed as an American sour ale with real cucumbers. This beer apparently was once upon a time a Berliner Weiss when it first came out, because pretty much every check-in that I've seen of this beer shows it as a Berliner Weiss. I'm thinking that maybe somebody at the brewery decided that it was time to rebrand the beer itself, realized that maybe it wasn't conforming exactly to Berliner Weiss standards. So now it's just listed as an American sour ale, which is a rather broad category and not one that you would really even necessarily find if you went to BJCP, Beer Judging Certification Program. It's just one of those catch-all categories for sour beers. Because of that, it doesn't have, there's no parameters in which to set it. It has a 4.1 ABV and 12 IBUs, which is rather low on the IBU scale, rather low on the ABV scale as well. It would be even fair, I think, at a 4.1 ABV to go so far as to call this a light beer. May not be brewed specifically for that purpose, but it is in fact a light beer with a low ABV. There's no nutritional information, which is not to, I don't expect to see that on a small craft brewery being able to get that done. But the other thing about this is that it doesn't have any date on it. So, but they are out of Eugene, Oregon, which is about 110 miles south of Portland. So I'm assuming this beer probably isn't too particularly old. It does have year-round availability. And real quick, amongst the reviewing community, 5 of my friends on Untappd have given it a cumulative score of 3.70. 5,166 of us on Untappd have given it a cumulative score of 3.85. Beer Advocate has had 39 rankings with an average score of 3.98. Cumulative score of 89, which on their ranking is very good. So, there you have it. As I said, this is out of Eugene, Oregon. If you're unfamiliar, Eugene, Oregon is where the University of Oregon is located. Go Ducks. So, I don't think there's much more to tell you about this beer. As I said, there's no date, but I wouldn't be surprised. Oh, okay, I'm sorry, I should give you the brewer's description. With a juicy melon hop aroma yielding to notes of bright honeydew, Sun-Made Cucumber is crisp, tart, and uniquely inspired, just like you. So there you have it. It's a sour ale that once upon a time used to be a Berliner Weiss, and now it's just an American sour ale. I'm going to be using my Teku glass. As always, Teku is perfect for any variety because of the bulbous bottom and the flared top and the stem. Just about any variety of beer out there you can drink through a Teku. So, let's see how this pours. Alright, I am going to describe that as a very hazy, I'm going to call it a neon yellow. A neon yellow color is what I'm going to describe that. Extremely high carbonation, almost Pilsner-like carbonation, and somehow I just got a feeling of that. You know, Pilsners are a go-to variety for if you want to drink a lighter beer, and I wondered how I could anticipate a lot of carbonation in this, as this has got super carbonation. As you can see, the head isn't particularly thick, but with a 4.1, I mean, that's, in some countries that's not even considered beer or alcohol. And if you are from one of those countries or know which one of those countries are, please tell me. But I spoke to a nice lady at Max's European Market back in Las Vegas who told me that in certain countries under the former Soviet Iron Curtain, anything less than 5% ABV is not considered alcohol. So, all right. Getting back to this one, I can barely see my hand through the other side, so this is rather hazy. I'm going to give this a quick beard wipe, see what I encounter. Honestly, I smell that honeydew they were talking about, that's for sure, even more than I smell cucumber. Let me put my schnoz in directly, see what else I get. Okay, now I'm getting some of the cucumber, but honestly, honeydew is really more prevalent in the bouquet than the aroma of cucumber. But it is finally coming through a little bit of that dill. So, anyway, I don't see any reason to keep yapping my flap. I'm going to get some drinking done. Cheers. Well, this has this is not an overly sour ale, and somehow the carbonation is not coming through as much on the tongue as I was expecting it to. Don't get me wrong, there's still plenty of carbonation. I was just expecting more, given how much I've got in the way of bubble traffic on this glass. I'm going to describe that as a medium-low mouthfeel. Not a lot of spikiness to this. No alcohol burn. At just over 4%, I wasn't really expecting one. I mean, I would have been very, very surprised if it had an alcohol burn. Cucumber taste is very subtle. And that's the thing is, it's cucumber, it's not pickle. And that's what's important to remember here, is that this is cucumber. It is not pickle. It is not necessarily going to have that dill and brininess to it, and I think actually we've got a pretty good beer here, especially for a lawn mowing beer. And with its year-round availability, it could be a lawn mowing beer, it could be a rake, it could be a leaf raking beer, it could be a snow shoveling beer, because at 4.1 it's very easy to drink, and with them being as close as Eugene, I anticipate you're going to probably be seeing more and more beers from this brewer. This is a good beer. Don't go into this thinking that you're going to get a pickle beer, though. You're not. You're getting a cucumber beer that is also tempered with melon. And that's what you're getting. You're not getting a pickle beer. And with 12 IBUs, I wasn't expecting a particularly high level of bitterness. I would say this is one of the least sour ales that I've had. But given the composition of melon and cucumber, I'm not altogether surprised. So, okay, what to give this beer? Well, I think the beer itself deserves a... coming through in all the ways that it's supposed to, I think it deserves at least a 3.75. It's going to get that extra 0.25 for arriving in a can, so on Untapped's 5-point scale, I'm going to be giving it a 4.0, and that ain't bad at all. And as I said, I'll be drinking more beers from Oakshire. I'll be checking more selections from them. I think I want to show you the can one more time. They do not have the indie label on them, the independent craft label, and so Nancy's not going to show that logo, but I get the feeling that this, I think if memory serves, let me see if I can pull it up really quick, and I hate to do this to you, and I'm not going to take too long, but yeah, let's see, they are listed as a microbrewery in Untapped, so they are a microbrewery. They just may not have gotten their independent craft label yet. Well guys, if you like this video, please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share. Don't forget to check out my other channel, Fat 50 and Running a Marathon. And until next time, drink good beer and don't break the bank doing it. Cheers!